My greetings to you, everyone. Today we discuss telephone conversation written by Ol Soyinka. Before we discuss the poem, something about the poet can be discussed. He is a Nigerian playwright, poet, and essayist in English language. Soyinka was awarded the 1986 Nobel Prize in Literature and the first sub Saharan African to be honored in that category. Telephone Conversation is a 1963 poem by the writer Soyinka. The poem describes a phone call between a landlady and the speaker, who is black, about renting an apartment. The landlady is pleasant until she learns that the speaker is African, at which point she demands to know how light or dark the speaker's skin is. In response, the speaker cleverly mocks the landlady's ignorance and prejudice, demonstrating that characterizing people by their skin color diminishes their humanity. It seemed like a good price and the location was fine. The landlady promised that she didn't live in that particular building which she is going to rent. The only thing left was to confess something important about the speaker. The speaker warned the landlady, informing that he is black. After informing that, there was a silence on the phone. In that silence, the speaker could hear the tension between the landlady's prejudice and her manners. When she finally spoke, she sounded like the kind person who had been wearing a thick smear of lipstick and have a long gold coated cigarette holder in her mouth. Now the speaker was stuck in a terrible position. When she inquired, "How dark are you?" she asked very bluntly. She asked very bluntly about his darkness or his race. It took the speaker a second to realize that he hadn't misheard her. She repeated, "Are you light skinned or very dark skinned?" It was like she was asking the speaker something as simple as choosing between button A and button B on the phone booth to make a call or to return the coins. The speaker could smell her rancid breath hiding beneath her polite speech. The speaker took stock of the surroundings: a red phone booth, a red mailbox, a red double decker bus, its tires squelching through the hot asphalt. So, this kind of thing actually happens. Feeling ashamed at the speaker's rude silence, that the speaker gave in and asked, utterly confused and shocked for clarification. She was nice enough to swap around the order of the words in the question. "Are you dark skinned?" she asked. "Or very light?" Finally, it made sense. The speaker replied, "Are you asking if my skin is the color of regular chocolate or milk chocolate?" Her confirmation was detached and formal, devastating in how thoughtless and impersonal she sounded. Then the speaker quickly changed his tactic and chose an answer. What did he say? My skin color is West African sepia. And then, as an afterthought, the speaker added, at least it is in my passport. Then there was silence again, as she imagined all the possible colors that the speaker might be referring to. But then her true feelings took over and she spoke harshly into the phone. What's that? She asked, admitting, I don't know what that is. It is a brunette color, the speaker told her. That is pretty dark, isn't it? She asked and inquired again. Not entirely, the speaker replied. The speaker said, his face is brunette, but she should see the rest of his body, he said. He said his palms and the soles of his feet are the color of bleached blonde hair. Unfortunately, all the other friction from sitting down has made his butt as black as a raven. Wait, hang for a moment, ma'am, the speaker said, sensing that she was about to slam down the phone. Ma'am, the speaker begged, don't you want to see yours for yourself? That is how the poem ends. So it's about racism and the complexity of identity. Really, the poet is criticizing and satirizing racism. And it is written in a single 35 line stanza of free verse. That means it doesn't have a defined meter or rhyme scheme. That's all about the poem. Thank you. Hope you have understood.